Hello, my friends. It's the Destined Trader here, having a little fun looking at some things, getting on our phone, checking out what's been happening in the market. And lo and behold, look at that beautiful arm. Absolutely gorgeous. I know that seems crazy, but you might not know unless you occasionally dip in and check out the channel and what my ideas and what I'm talking about. It's not like people need to do what I say. I'm just saying it's like examples of how I view things. And last time we were talking about ARM a couple weeks ago, we were talking about that trend line that it's kind of starting to form. And then what did price do? Real funny how that works out, isn't it? See, sometimes trends, they hold, sometimes they don't. It's all just on the situation. But it's more of a note to myself than anything is you need to be aware of the trend, okay? Be aware that you're in a macro downtrend. Be aware that you're in a macro uptrend, okay? Being aware of that and visualizing it just gives you something else in your little toolbox that you could say, oh, okay, well, I did kind of identify that trend line there, and sure enough, it has a little action happening there. So 3 weeks ago, price came down, touched that trend line, and then beep, 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 we're moving up. I mean, it's there. You think like, oh man, no, that's not real. There's no way, it's there. That was already scribbled on there. I mean, this isn't even professionally drawn. This is just me scribbling on a sketchbook. This is my scribble hand here on a notebook. And we already had it there from a few weeks ago, how ARM, if it was holding that trend, be a nice little bounce. So far, so good. It hasn't really made any high, It'd be nice if I was already in it to be taking out here, maybe even save another one up here to take off the table. But, nice if you identified that trend. So, it wasn't really hard to look at, The more you zoom out and look at it on the monthly and on the weekly, you can kind of pretty well see that it's there, We're on a definite uptrend. So, congrats to those a few weeks ago who played trend lines like that and were making money. I myself wasn't looking into ARM too closely. I try to follow it, but I've only taken a couple positions on it in the past. Dollar General. Ooh. More bleeding out for Dollar General. It matters not. You can see I have this little area here at 75. That was the last time we were talking about it, about how 75, that's actually a pretty good value. And then now it's 68. You didn't expect it to go lower? I did. I can't wait for it to go lower. Go down, please. We took a nibble at 75. I think we're going to place another order at 65. And maybe one at 55. 55? That would be gorgeous. But Dollar General, it's not doing anything crazy. See, going from 75 down to 68.90, it seems like, oh, that just, what did it do the past 3 weeks? It's just been tiptoeing down. it's not really nothing, you know. Think about where you were. You were at $250, the all-time high. So $250 down to $75, that was a bit of a hump down. I'm going to be honest, that took a lot of people off guard, it pulling back that much. But this is nothing but, the way I look at it, this is nothing but time to take a nibble. Every time I have a nice, hard, red day where things are selling off like crazy and everybody's just capitulating their holdings on different stocks, I'll take them. Especially on, investments. Because down the road, there's going to be a rebound. Even if it's not an all-time high, there's going to be a little correction, a little rebound. The market is just like waves. So that's kind of interesting to see. And now that I'm thinking about it, I know I've been talking about a lot of the same things, but you can only talk about what you follow and what you do. Look at that gorgeous Johnson & Johnson behaving. Man, I tell you what, 2025 is looking like a good year for your boy. Moi. Because a lot of the ideas are starting to pan out. A lot of these slow ideas are starting to come to fruition. Johnson & Johnson, I was just thinking, okay, Dollar General just made that big hump down, and for some reason it was just looking so similar to me to Johnson & Johnson. So, Johnson & Johnson, same thing. I'm just waiting. 145, I don't care. I'm not buying it. Oh, we just had a red month, couple red months, don't care. I want it to be like sub 100 before I start considering opening up positions. Johnson & Johnson, if I'm greedy, so in order to be greedy the right way, I want it cheap. So I'm going to wait till it comes down here. And then I'll start throwing a little moolah into the old pharmaceutical company. Okay? So that's just kind of what I've been looking at. Don't get me started on AUD USD. That is it could be one of the best trades of my life, or it could be a nothing burger. Right now, it's in the works. We're just sitting on it. I think tomorrow will be good to talk a little bit about that. Something I was thinking of, though, it was, we needed to check on our boy Five Below, because we got a notification alert on our phone that Five Below dropped below $100. So if you remember, I was like gobbling it up at 73. That was our number that we kind of pulled the trigger on Five Below. And then we had a few months of it moving up, looking good, got above 100, got to like 120, then it kind of cooled off a little bit. So this is nothing scary. You just went up for like 3 straight months. You're going to need a little cool off here. So now it's just consolidating, and it's still holding this like previous consolidation area. Okay, it's still holding that area. I'm not getting rid of this position, okay? Even if it drops to below 65, down here. If it moves down there real quick, I'm not getting rid of the position, because like some of the great people always say, they say the fast move is the false move. So if it's really false, then, I'm not taking it. I'm keeping my position open. But right now, Five Below is holding strong. But It's the middle of January. It's kind of a slow start to this year, but things are looking on the up and up, my friends. And we are just getting into it. I'm going to start sharing some of the other things I'm looking at, just because it's, you know, if I'm really an open book, then I might as well just share everything I'm doing, you know. So I'll be looking into some other markets that I tend to be dabbling in, you know, oil and natural gas, and a little bit more into some of the Forex pairs that I tend to watch. Gold, it was a lot of fun last year, but gold is just, to me, it's just been boring, my friends. 2025 is just boring. Gold is boring. And keep a note, you know, we had the election day. That hoopla was over. We had the holiday season. That ridiculousness is over in the markets. It's January 15th. If you're in the U.S., we only have 5 more days until they have the inauguration, okay, which is like the official start of a new president, so to speak. So anytime there's election day, inauguration day, those 2 days are huge in the markets, because it just, it goes wild, okay? It just, every little bit of news or anything somebody mentions in any speech or something, and the market just rips one way or the other. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's absolute madness, especially on election night. Election night is absolute madness. So I've never really watched the markets on inauguration day. I haven't. But when I think about it, I just think, okay, that's just another good excuse for them to whiplash the market. So if I'm not already in a position, I'm not probably going to be opening anything from now until then. Right now, I'm sitting in Australian dollar, US dollar pair. That's the big trade so far. And we have a nibble of Dollar General at the moment. And we have Five Below, which we're still holding from last year. The end of last year. So that's kind of the 3 that we're sitting on at the moment, and we're just waiting. And I see some ideas coming up for dollar yen, but I was tempted to take one today, but I did the right thing. I told myself, I said, no, you got that goofy inauguration day coming up, you know, so might as well wait, 5 more days and let that dust settle, and then won't be so, it'll be a little bit smoother an entry, you know. But I love everybody. I hope everybody has a great day. You know, we're having nothing but fun, and I will talk to everybody on the next video. Peace.